If you notice it here, majority of the humans, if you notice, we can notice the free earlobes, and very few humans we can notice it attached earlobes. So whatever it is, these are the two actually alleles where we can notice the basic that attached earlobes are the two different variations where we can notice in particularly in the case of ears of entire human population. If you go through across any country in the world, so there will be only two possibilities of earlobes. One is either attached earlobe or it will be a free earlobe. So this is the only two variations which will found in the human population. So if you notice it here, all of you, so this one in this, maybe any one is a dominant allele or other one is a recessive allele. So for example, suppose I'm having a free earlobe. I don't know either it is a dominant allele. What do you mean by dominant? I will say this is only very important. So either it may be a dominant allele or maybe it is a what? Recessive allele. So I don't know that. That is what you have to remember. So what basically we can find in particularly in the case of earlobes, maybe it is attached earlobes or maybe it is a free earlobes. So out of these two alleles, this is the only two alleles we have, variations we have. So one is definitely a dominant allele and another one is the recessive allele. But which is for you it is appearance, that will be depends on our parents. So let us discuss, that is what we are going to study next actually. Dominant alleles, recessive alleles, genotype, phenotype, and homozygous and heterozygous. This is what is about today's class. If you know these meanings properly, 100% you can solve any question in the heredity chapter. So let us make it clear now. So all of you observe very carefully. So this is what you can notice the types of earlobes in our surroundings. Now let us come to the dominant alleles. As I said, it may be a dominant or may be a recessive. What do you mean by dominant allele? That is what is we are going to discuss now. So please write it. Dominant allele. So dominant allele means, for example, see, I will teach you. Two persons are there. One person is very active and another person is very normal. So what will happen if I made this both as a team? General discussion I'm saying you guys. So the first person, A person, he never cares about the B person. He is existed or not, doesn't matter. He is existed or not, doesn't matter. He is present or not, doesn't matter. Always he will be very active. So that is called as dominant allele. Do you understand, all of you? Means, one more thing I forgot to say you. Please remember, alleles are always present in pair. They cannot be existed alone. Please note it that. It will be always present in what, everyone? It will be a paired allele. It is not been single allele cannot be existed. So always will be pair. So in a pair, the second allele is there is no importance for second allele. The first allele itself will decide the appearance. So the team, how it is going to perform, what is going to do, everything without a decision of B, A can decide. That is called as dominant allele. Do you understand what I am saying? Hari? Everybody? Mitakshri? Clear? Now, suppose, now this B person is there. This B person cannot show his appearance. He will be simply hidden. He cannot open his mouth. Now, there is another team. Actually, in this, actually see, both are BB persons. Both are silent persons only. Then, they can show the character here. Whatever the character they have, that character will shown outside. That is called as recessive gene. Please, I hope you all understanding. So now see, when a B person is with A, he is not able to show his character. But if the B person is with another B person, similar person, he is showing his character. So means, from this you tell me what you understand. If a recessive allele means, it can only show his character. It can express itself only in the presence of what? Only in the presence of, please respond, another identical gene. Do you understand it?
Identical.
Yes. Another identical gene, only the B can express his character. But A, what about A? Everybody. A does not depend on B. Do you understand it? Whatever it is. Suppose A is with another A. Still no problem. It will show his character. Because both are same only. So, A with B, also A will be dominated. A with A also, A is already dominated. So in both the cases, we can see the appearance of A or appearance of B in an organism. Anybody? We can see appearance of A or appearance of B in an organism. Everyone? Appearance of?
Appearance of A.
Appearance of A. So the dominant allele itself, it can decide the appearance of an organism even in the presence of same identical gene, or maybe alternative allele. Anything doesn't matter. That is called as dominant allele. I hope you all understand. Any doubt, anybody can ask. Are you clear, guys? Mr. Sanjay, Noor, Pugal, Rohit, Purima. But recessive, what will happen?
Yes, sir.
Recessive, what will happen? Only they can show the character when they have, when they are having the similar identical gene. So if they are with a dominant gene, their character cannot be visible. It will be just simply hidden. That is the meaning of recessive allele. So please learn this, then you can understand what is the dominant allele. Hari, are you clear, Hari? Can I explain once again? Yes, please. For example,
Yes.
there will be a person who never interact with anybody. For example, I am saying, let me take Mr. Swadhan. Our Swadhan, if you have noticed it, he never bother about who is with him. Either it is a teacher, or it is a student, or it is some other XYZ. Always he will try to be the dominant. Dominant means he will make his presence like appearance to everybody's. So that is actually dominant allele. He never bothers about who is with him, like a pair. He always will be a dominant one in everything. That is called as dominant allele. But there is a person I used to notice in students, you can name. That person will never interact with anybody. He never speaks, he never talk, in basic conversation also, never smile or anything. He will be simply sitting. He will be with the Swatan, or he will be with some other X or some other Y. He never shows his character. But there will be a pair for him, maybe in some other place. Once he will be paid with that person, they will laugh like anything, they will joke like anything, they will do all the things by that time. So you all can notice in our surroundings, particularly some people will be active only with someone. So they are actually identical gene. So then they will show their character. So unless they are with the identical gene, they cannot appearance, they cannot show their appearance. They are called as, what gene we used to call as? Everybody? Recessive allele. Understanding? So understand everybody at least now? Everybody clear? I hope. All of you. So dominant allele means who never depends on the pair. Second one, that is what we used to call as dominant allele. So dominant allele, second pair is maybe identical or maybe not identical, doesn't matter. Always it will show the appearance. That is what we used to call make it. So in human beings, if you notice it, majority of the human beings, we are seeing the free earlobe or attached earlobe. Everyone? Yes, please.
Free.
Free earlobe. That is why free earlobe in human beings is a dominant character. It is a dominant character. That is why majority of the people are having free earlobe compared to the attached earlobe. It is the recessive. Attached earlobe is the recessive earlobe, recessive allele, and free earlobe is the dominant allele. That is what you have to remember. Dominant allele, write it. The allele that decides the allele that decides decides the, Mr. Kaushik, are you there in the meeting, Omar? Decides the appearance of an organism. Are you there, other understand? Even in the presence of an alternative only, even in the presence of an alternative only. It's not identical only, alternative only is called a dominant only. Okay, everybody. So it is always represented by capital F. Please note it. So representation of dominant only is capital F, not F. Any kind of character, if you are representing with a capital letter, it is called as dominant. Please note it. If it is the capital letter, it is indicating it is the dominant only. Note it. Clear, everybody? All of you understand? Mitakshri, clear? Abhirami, Hasini. Next one is recessive only. So recessive only means, all of you remember, it cannot express itself in the presence of dominant only. Only it can express in the presence of what, guys? In the presence
Identical.
of identical. That is what is very important. Okay. So right. The only that cannot express itself in the presence of the dominant one. Dominant only is called a recessive only. It can decide the appearance only when, guys. Please respond. It can decide either in plants or animals, doesn't matter. It can decides the appearance only when. Please respond. Appearance
When it is paired.
of an organism. When, guys? Only in the
Pair.
presence of what pair?
Identical.
Another identical gene. That is very important. Clear, everybody? So now, attached earlobes in human beings, they are what? Recessive character or dominant character? Everybody? No, attached earlobe, ma. Attached earlobe is a what? All of you. Attached earlobe is a what actually? It is a recessive character. Recessive character. Free earlobe is a what? Free earlobe. Dominant character.
Dominant.
Yeah. See, 5 marks, 100% will come from the heredity. If you are not able to answer this question, it is impossible to make 90 above. I am saying this is the easiest question where you can answer 100% if you have a basic concept clear. Okay. Now, this is what recessive and dominant only. From this, we are going to write a genotype. This is the most important one, which I am going to teach you, which will help to solve any kind of question, because any kind of question in heredity, they will ask us to write the genotype. That's all it is. Clear? So what is this genotype? I will teach you. Listen, everybody. So the genetic constitution of an organism, as I said, alleles are present single or pair always. Everyone.
Pair.
Pair only. Is not possible single. So the genetic constitution of an organism is called as genotype. Now I am giving you people, please remember that if it is a dominant, note it, everybody. When you heard a word called as dominant, the only possibilities of genotype is two. Whatever the characteristics, Do you understand, Mr. Nimish? Are you there, Guru? Dominant, if you heard a word called as dominant, either both are capital letters or at least one capital letter. That is called as dominant, guys. Whatever it is, any character, please remember, all of you. Yeah, and one more thing I forgot. Recessive only is represented with a small, corresponding small letter. It is small f. Capital letter, dominant one, small letter is for recessive only. So dominant means, what is the genotype possibilities? Everybody, only two possibilities. Either both capital or at least how many capitals? Please respond. At least
One
one
capital
capital.
and one
If
small.
you know this point, none can make you mistake in the heredity question. If it is a dominant one, whatever the characteristics, maybe one character or sorry, that is what, because we are going to study multiple traits. One trait or two traits or three traits doesn't matter, guys. Only one and two traits only have for 10th class. If it is the dominant, means both are capital letters or at least what? At least one will be the capital letter. Do you understand, all of you? That is called as dominant. Recessive, they will ask you that recessive means, please remember, both are, there is no possibility, only single possibility. Both must be what? Both must be what?
Small.
Small letters. That's all. This is the most important in entire heredity chapter. If you know this point, you never make any mistakes. Please remember, genotype for dominant is only two possibilities. What is the two possibilities, everybody? Either both capital letters
Capital.
or at least one capital letter. Then it will be the dominant character. Recessive means only one possibility. What is that, guys?
Small
Only
letters.
both are small letters. That's all it is. If you know this, you can solve any question. I'll teach you the toughest questions in this. Every question you can easily solve if you remember this point. Next, phenotype. Genotype over phenotype. So at least you are seeing one capital letter. Then also it is a dominant character or recessive character. Everybody, at least one. Both are capital or at least
Dominant.
Dominant.
the outside visible expression, that is what? Outside appearance, the physical appearance, either tall, short only we can say dwarf. You are tall or fatty or chubby, or you are cute, or you are like we can say your hair is curly, or your hair is soft, or your nose is long, or your nose is short, or your eyes are big, or your eyes are small. The physical appearance, what your appearance outside. Do you understanding, everybody? That is called as phenotype. Are you getting the yellow flowers? Are you getting the red flowers, like plants I'm saying? Are you getting the blue flowers? Are you getting the white flowers? What is that? Are you getting the big size fruits or small size? All are small size or mixed one? What is appearance outside? Appearance of an organism visible to physically. That is what we used to call as. What is that called, everybody? Phenotype. Phenotype can be seen with the naked eye, but genotype cannot be seen with the naked eye. Do you understand, everybody? Genotype is the one who will decide the phenotype. Genotype means you should write the constitution of an organism, genetic constitution. This is the genetic constitution of an organism. The outside appearance is called as phenotype. Anybody having doubt, you can ask me. Outside, outward, visible expression of genes, which is an inherited feature in an individual's appearance. So your appearance is your genotype, which is responsible for your appearance is called as, what we used to call, everybody? Yes, please. All of you. It is called as genotype. For example, you are able to see free or attached earlobes. It is appearance outside. That is called as phenotype or genotype. Everybody.
Phenotype.
Phenotype. Who is responsible for that? That is called as phenotype. Clear? Next. In this, again, these alleles are again two types. One is homozygous alleles, most important one. And next one is heterozygous alleles. Clear, everybody? So, homozygous and heterozygous alleles. Homozygous means pure alleles. That is what we used to call as homozygous. Means both alleles are must be same. Both alleles of a gene are identical. Then can you give me the example? For example, if I write both small f and small f, they are homozygous or heterozygous? Everybody. Homozygous or heterozygous? Yes, please. Heterozygous. Pure, guys. Both are pure. Same FF is homozygous. If I write capital F and capital F, this is also homozygous or heterozygous? Everyone. Yes, please.
Homozygous.
Homozygous. Are you clear, everyone? So, if it is a pure alleles, both alleles are same. That is called as homozygous. Please note it. Homozygous means what? Both alleles are not same. If I write capital H and small h, or capital F and small f, or capital A and small a, or I will write capital B and small b, or I will write, suppose, brown color, capital B, small g, or else I will say green color and yellow color, small g. This is called as, what is to call, guys? Yes, please.
Heterozygous.
Heterozygous means, please keep it in mind, one dominant and another one is what? One dominant and one recessive. One recessive. That is what we used to call as heterozygous. Both recessive are both what? Both
Dominant.
Called as homozygous. If you understand this, nothing will possible. For example, they will ask you, write a genotype of pure organism. Means you will write what? Either it is the dominant or recessive, doesn't matter. If they ask you pure means what? You should take homozygous or heterozygous? Homozygous. For example,
Homozygous.
one example, 1 minute will wind up. For example, red color and brown color. Okay, let me take red color is capital R, brown color is small r. Now, I want it offspring which is a pure homogeneous dominant character. Then what is the allele will come? Anybody? Pure it is. Yes, please. Either I will capital R or capital R, small r, which is right. Pure I am asking. Homozygous.
Both capital.
Both.
Question,
This is the extremely important one in solving the questions in heredity. Definitely there will be a question, 100% I will assure, there will be a question related to homozygous and heterozygous. They will ask you, we will form the cross, we will study, tomorrow we will study. They will ask you from that, write a number of pure genotype of organisms. How many? We have to count it and we have to write it. So pure means both may be dominant or both may be recessive, doesn't matter. Heterozygous means at least one dominant and one recessive. That is called as heterozygous. So this is what is about introduction of heredity, not introduction. This is the most important concepts of the heredity. If you know this last three, genotype, phenotype, dominant, homozygous and heterozygous, that's all. This chapter, you no need to touch about anything. 100% you can solve the question. I will challenge. Okay. So tomorrow we'll discuss and tomorrow we'll solve. So I'll make you multiple questions in this. Nobody can lose a mark in this. 100% I will say that. Okay. So now what you will do, you no need to study in the book because even first paragraph I not started. Before only I'm still teaching. So first paragraph itself, accumulation of variations during reproduction. So it's not necessary to read now. So do one thing. So go back to the how do organs reproduce. I'm giving you time now. As I said yesterday, English only. So it's not necessary to study science now. Get back to the English and continue the English up to 12 p.m. Then you can relax and come sharply by 2 p.m. Today there is no delay for anybody's. Again, I'm saying I want to finish it. So come exactly by 2 p.m. to the place. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Get back to work. No sleeping, no cheating by anybody's. Again, I'm saying everybody must get back to the work and start reading. Work with your sincerity is for your life, is not my life. So hope you all understand and will continue. Please get back to work immediately. Thank you.